A note. Following advice from work-life imbalance may lead to action being taken by HR, your family, the authorities, or higher powers. Welcome to Work-Life Imbalance, an advice show focusing on workplace and lifestyle issues. Any resemblance to actual advice, living or dead, or actual wisdom is purely coincidental. I'm your merciless manager, Frank Eastman.
And I'm your lovable office companion, Derrick Lewis.
Today we'll be talking about coworkers that don't understand body language in the deep dive, before we address some audience questions and issues from the internet. But first, want to hit the daily stand-up?
Is this where we do the comedy?
I think this is where we're supposed to do the comedy.
Okay, all right. I'll do my best.
Okay, so
Hit me with the daily stand-up, Frank.
the thing I wanted to talk to you about is the thing that's on everyone's lips today. I'm sure that you have been unable to avoid it. It
Glitter
is the
lip balm.
miracle on ice. Mira curl on ice.
Oh my God. We're talking about fucking curling, aren't we?
We are talking about curling. John Schuster and Team Rejects took first ever gold in Olympic curling for USA.
For the U.S.? Wow.
First time. Beating out the top-ranked team, Sweden.
Oh, wow.
For
It wasn't even the Canadians that were top dogs?
Nope, we took out the Canadians. It was apparently Sweden was the team to beat.
Wow.
And so here's the thing, like, everybody respects curling so much. It was on at like midnight.
Uh-huh.
Even the Olympics respects curling so much that first they were given the women's gold curling medals and had to go back and be like, no, this says women's on it. And they were like, okay, yeah. Oh, here they are.
Wow. They didn't even have the medals set out because they cared so little.
Yeah, just kind of getting dissed left and right, this particular sport. But here's the thing. If you were to ask me what my favorite Winter Olympic sport is, I probably would have said curling. Not that I know much of anything about curling, but because curling is such a beautifully ridiculous thing.
I mean, it really is. And honestly, when you think of winter sports, that really is the first thing that my mind goes to. You know, my new job that I started, we have somebody that's from Canada that we talk to pretty often, and one of the first things that came up was curling, and they were like, "Yeah, we're actually really excited." I'm like, "Good on you."
All right.
I mean, the rest of the U.S. couldn't give two fucks about our curling team, but we're glad they won.
But okay, so here's the thing. This is a story made for movies. All right?
Okay.
So one of the things that I love about curling, one, it's just a fucking ridiculous sport.
Absolutely.
It is Scottish in origin. Like, the Scots have a tradition of just coming up with batshit crazy sports to play while completely fucking blotto drunk.
I mean, you've got the caber toss, you've got golf, which...
Yep.
I mean, just golf. That's all you really have to say. I can't think of too many other ones. You know, maybe like something to do with like bagpipes, competitive bagpipe blood sport.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
But because they're Scots, I mean, they go all the way up to 4-inch blades. But because it's bagpipes, I don't think anybody's super disappointed.
Right, but I mean, you really have to get past the beard. Like even a 2-inch blade would not even like pierce the first layer of beard. So you really have to have a longer blade just to hit skin.
Just to get in there.
That's just mechanics.
Just to get in there. But I also love curling because curling is like the one sport where Joe Average bag of donuts off the street can be like, I can aspire to be an Olympic athlete.
Right. It's like
Because
I've looked at football, I've looked at basketball, baseball, hockey, all the rest of those, and
speed skating. No.
there's no way I can do any of that. But in this thing, I could be Michael fucking Jordan.
Biathlon, where you got to ski, shoot. Nope.
Okay, let's pause for 1 second. Let's think about that for a second. The biathlon, they're just skating around. They're skiing around with a loaded rifle, and I mean, how can that not be the goofiest sport that exists? Like curling, curling gets the silver medal in goofy sports when we have the biathlon, where somebody is literally just skiing around with a loaded rifle waiting for something to shoot.
Well, they've got to ski to like a certain place as fast as they can, and then they've got to do target shooting with these super hyper specialized rifles.
Right.
I mean, if you've ever seen one of these things, it does not look like, it's not just the hunting rifle. It is like this stripped down carbon fiber box thing that is, hyper accurate.
You've exposed a weakness in me. I have not actually seen the weapons they use in this sport.
Oh yeah, no, they look super sci-fi goofy.
All right, we're googling biathlon rifle. This is going to make for great audio, by the way.
Oh yeah, this is the best audio. Nothing like googling something.
Holy shit! This is
am I right?
This is buck wild.
Yeah, that's some shit, isn't it?
This is ridiculous. What does that shoot? Is that like it's like a little mini fucking railgun. Like
I think it shoots lasers. I mean,
and
we
it's got
finally
these weird like straps and stuff coming off of it. It looks like it's a crossbow. What is that supposed to be?
We finally got the technology for laser rifles. We only use it for the biathlon. It's kind of weird.
And by the same token, we've also cured cancer, and we only use it to cure the biathlon athletes because
they get cancer from shooting the laser rifles. So
okay, that goes hand in hand. I'm not
it's
not sure why I
twin.
didn't see that before.
Exactly.
Okay, here's what I want to propose. We couldn't really like practice the biathlon down here because it doesn't snow enough. What about like the water biathlon, where you're water skiing with a loaded rifle? Like,
I think that is so redneck. I think it works and is probably actually already a thing. Like, I can just see some guy in some cut-off jean shorts, no shirt, with like the family hunting rifle slung across his back, going yeehaw.
See, I think that may be what they tried to do in the '96 Olympics that were held in Atlanta. Because it's like, okay, we've got kayaking. We don't normally do winter sports in the Summer Olympics, but we can't help but really want to watch these rednecks shoot their feet off in the skis and hunting rifles.
Skis and hunting rifles is a great sport. It's one of my favorite sports at any rate.
Wow. This is already a very informative podcast for me. I'm so glad.
It's right next to the fan boat luge in terms of things that I enjoy watching in the redneck Winter Olympics.
No, it would be the paddle boat luge.
There we go. But like, so these Olympians, like one guy works literally at the sporting goods store, another is the manager of the family liquor store.
Holy
like,
shit.
These are just fucking dudes. And here's the thing. So they lost so bad in 2014 that USA Curling wanted nothing to do with them.
Oh, wow.
And it was like only years later that the curling group was like, all right, can you guys go to the gym like once?
At least pretend to be athletic in some nature.
Yeah, if you guys can at least pretend to be athletes, then we'll maybe think about supporting you guys. And like, they went to the gym and one guy dropped like 30 pounds and so they went at it. It's just one of those things, like, this would make a wonderful 1980s feel-good sports film.
One part of that story that kind of perplexes me is that you said that the U.S. Olympic Curling Committee they wanted nothing to do with them. How selective can they really afford to be? Like, I feel that there are not that many like Olympic medal quality athletes out there signing up for curling. So it's kind of like I wouldn't really think that the review process is very complex. Like, have you seen curling before? And are you willing to be on film doing curling? Like, that's really, look, I'm not trying to disparage our Olympic athletes. I'm just saying.
Are you willing to be seen curling?
That may be the most important metric. The other part, they can show them videos, and that part's met. But
have you used a broom? Why? In.
If not, are you willing to? So it's not an instant disqualification. It's just another step in the process.
But I think it's the feel-good sort of Winter Olympics story that we all need at this point in our lives. Like, the guy from Dick's Sporting Goods won gold.
I mean, that is a true underdog story.
All right. Do we want to get to the deep dive?
Oh, yeah. Let's do that.
All right. So lead us out.
So for the deep dive today, the topic that I want to cover is coworkers that don't understand body language or social cues or don't understand when somebody doesn't want to talk. Those are all kind of parts of the same package.
So the ones that just don't get it when I do my sexy dance. My come hither dance.
It's more about people that you don't want to be near you being near you, but in your case I can see that. You're definitely, giving everybody the come hither stare, and nobody's
there's
coming
a
hither.
dance. There's a dance that goes along with it. And so far it's not necessarily working out well, so I'm thinking that no one in the office is getting the body language.
Well, from an
They're not picking
outsider's
up what I'm putting down?
perspective, let me just say, it looks a whole lot like a haka instead of a mating dance. Like, it looks like you're psyching yourself up to go, like, kill somebody, not that you are, wanting the sensual bonds of love.
Oh, that's my O face though. That's
Oh my God. Oh, that explains so much about you, Frank.
my love screams. I don't know.
Oh. Anyway.
I mean, we're answering a lot of questions on here. I think I'm now realizing why it hasn't been working.
We're answering a lot of questions that nobody's asking. But no. So, but yeah, I think all of us that have worked in an office at one point or another have had these coworkers that, it's not that you dislike them. Quite the opposite. Like, generally the people that kind of overstay their welcome in your cube are people that you like to talk to. Like, they're people that are nice, that they, often are funny or kind. But the problem is that maybe they have less to do at the time, and when you really have to get some work done, there's some common strategies that people use to ward off would-be interrupters, like turning your chair, or putting on headphones, or switching back to the tab that had your work on it, or
Putting my fingers in my ears and going, no, I can't hear you.
That is like DEFCON 5, as far as the means of getting the point across. But the thing is that you don't necessarily always want to go straight to, like, the nuclear option and just, literally, if you have a door, shut the door. if you have some noise canceling headphones, like turn them on and like actually show yourself flipping the switch to turn on the noise canceling. Those are a little bit too direct, I feel.
Okay.
So what do you think is the best way? And we can start serious and drift off into the sunset of funny, mundane bullshit. But what is your experience with people that don't get the memo? And if you say me, I'm going to be so upset. How do you handle
Derrick,
people?
This is an intervention. This entire
But I'm
podcast
the one.
has been an intervention.
Man, this is the longest con ever because I came up with this topic. You were just waiting for me to come up with this topic and present it. What if I hadn't thought of it in like 50 episodes, Frank? Are you really saying that that you would play the con that long?
I'm a patient man, Derrick, and your entire family is here, and we just want you to know that we love you, and we want to get you the help that you need. No, like, for me, see, you're like, I don't want to go to any of the DEF CON 5 things, and I'm sitting over here like, do we not, Derrick?
So, okay, I may not, but I can see that your tactics, just out the gate, are a little bit different than mine.
So here's the thing. At one office that I worked at, there was a guy who every day I would come in.
Is he trying to butter you up a little bit?
Yeah, he wanted to talk to me, and he wanted to talk to me about like his weekend and the stuff that he was doing and his family, and like in depth on how good he was doing at the project and things like this. And here's the thing about me, like, does not work on me. And this guy was just constant. Like, it would be the moment I hit the runway coming into the office, I knew I would have this dude attached directly to my ass for at least 30 minutes. And nothing I could do would get rid of him. Like, I could turn and just, like, not say anything and start making a cup of coffee, and he would just continue talking to my back. I could go into my office and sit down, and he would just stand in front of my desk and continue going on. So
do you think that this guy was just oblivious or inconsiderate? Like, what, or desperate?
He was
like, was he really trying to forcefully butter you up to where? Because we know your history with some of your offices before. Like, you have been the Grim Reaper, and maybe this guy was trying to be proactive and, and trying to be a name that you like and think of when you think of when you think of high quality.
I think this guy had, at some point, he had gotten that he was definitely one of those people that when they find something that's supposed to work, they do it in a social situation
manner.
The kind of person who's like, insert quarter, action occurs. Like, they want to find an input, and then they expect an output. This is the kind of guy that goes up to a girl in a bar and buys her a drink and expects, like, that was like, I bought you a drink, now you're supposed to talk to me, or something like that.
I maybe you're not like me. If that had been me in your position, I would have the first 30 minutes of the day would haunt me, and every morning I would come into work dreading that 30 minutes.
I'm a bad person to come to with like tales of how to handle with, but on the other hand, here's the thing: I can definitely handle with soft gloves those people who just don't have the best social. It's really emotional IQ. You know, it's emotional awareness. These people just can't see that someone else is trying to tell them things without actually using words to tell them. And for some people, like, okay, some people who are on the spectrum, like that is a diagnosis and a thing, and it's an issue that they've got to deal with in their lives. And it's like, okay, cool, we'll try to work around, your particular challenges and stuff like that. And sometimes you end up in situations like that. Right. What I find refreshing is that people are becoming more and more able to discuss like mental health and things like that with other people. Right. So like at a convention that I was at, we were talking about neurodiversity in gaming, and like a couple people were like, yeah, when I come up to a group playing board games or RPGs or something like that, I tell them I'm on the spectrum. I'm not going to get these kinds of social cues.
Right.
You are going to have to tell me up front.
That's actually quite amazing. Like that is, although it's still probably a difficult discussion to have, like that is really empowering when somebody feels comfortable enough to kind of say, hey, I am on the spectrum. I'm still a really nice person. That is a quality of me, but that is not me. And, is able to say, are you willing to work around that? That gives people leeway to, be direct and not kind of, not dance around the fact and just do the things that work. And I think that's got to be the best of a bad situation. And there are a lot of situations that I found myself in that would certainly have been better served being honest and open about things. Because there have been, like I said, some people that I've worked with in the recent past and the not so recent past that there are social cues they just don't get. Like, they will sit there and they will talk and they will I will begin the ladder of disengagement. The first one is turn my feet slightly and begin turning my body. Then there is the take a step in the other direction, like where my feet are going. Third is probably to sit down in my chair. The fourth is to start swiveling my chair towards my computer screen while still looking at them. And then, maybe the next step will be to actually look at my computer screen. And I would say most of the time this was enough. Like, once we got to step 5 or 6, whatever that was enough. But then there are some cases where they're like, I really want to tell you... okay, I'm not going to give a specific example because that will be too telling. But
there will be somebody listening going, that son of a bitch.
He never let me finish my conversation about that. My God. No.
I wanted to talk about avocado toast, and he just cut me off.
So then if all else fails, then come on the headphones and music, and there have still been days where that didn't work. And at that point, like, literally turn to them and I just had to say, please, for the love of all that is good and holy, I have a deadline. And you have fuck all to do. Please find somebody else who has an equal amount of nothing to do and bug them. And
there's some people that that's different from not being able to necessarily take the cue. I think there's some people that get the cue and are like, no, I don't want to sit down at my desk. Like, it is acceptable for me to talk to a coworker.
Right.
It is not acceptable for me to sit and watch Twitch.
Which is true. I mean...
So I am now talking to this coworker, and by God, I'm going to hold on to this interaction until the bitter, bitter end.
Okay, so
they will pry my fingers off of this person's coattails.
That is actually a decent point that I hadn't considered, is that when we were doing, when we were doing the interactions, it was acceptable for them to not be doing work. But the second they sat back down at their own computer and had nothing to do, they couldn't just surf the internet. Oh, yeah, that's actually... I may have been thinking about this all wrong. I thought that they were just blissfully unaware that I wanted them to stop talking to me. But no, they may have understood. They got the social cues, but they were so unwilling to do work that they would rather cause 2 people to lose time than to actually have 2 people doing work.
By God, I'm taking you down into boredom with me.
If I don't want to work, nobody's going to get to work. That's actually a decent point. Now maybe I will feel a little bit better about getting to DEF CON 5 a little sooner and being like, I really need to do work, and I like you, buddy, but you need to sit the fuck down.
So here's one that I use a lot, and I probably shouldn't reveal it as a thing.
Yeah,
but
as a strategy.
Yeah, a strategy. I will honestly, when I've gotten to the point and it's obvious that they're just not going to take the hint, I'll be like, oh man, I'm late for a meeting, and then just get up and walk away.
No, Frank, you've done that to me. No. No.
Hey, sometimes I'm actually late for a meeting. With you, Derrick,
No,
I was always
it's too
actually
late,
late
Frank.
for the meeting.
You can't walk it back. There is no walking this back.
That's like every person from my high school that heard my last episode knows that I love them. They're the only person from my high school that I love. And similarly, you're the only person I have never done that to, Derrick. At no point have I ever faked that I had a meeting.
I can't trust that, Frank. I will have you know that now for the rest of the week, I will be spiraling mentally about all the times that you said you were late for a meeting. You done fucked up, Frank. You have just pulled out this beautiful thing that we had, and you have dropped it on the ground, dropped trow, and just shat all over it. It is
You're just gonna be singing Wham under your breath.
I'm heartbroken, Frank. I don't know how I can go on.
Just sing Careless Whisper to yourself. That's all I can.
No, but for other people, no. Stepping back a little bit and taking myself out of the equation and all the times that you've done that to me, I will say that is a good strategy. Because nobody... Okay, so that works most of the time. There are some people that are on the same general schedule as you. All the people that I worked with, we all had the same meeting. So, and we had public calendars. So... If you said you had a meeting,
they could verify.
They're going to think one of two things: either that you're a liar and you just wanted to get away, or they think the meeting is an interview for another company. So
see,
either way,
I wasn't necessarily going to go to there because the last one, like the nuclear option, is I've got to poop.
And it works both ways because that also is a cover for your previous excuse of I've got a meeting that I'm late to.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I think that is about good a time as any to take the elevator to accounting.
Let's do it. Bum, 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 bum.
You know what's sad? Like that, anytime I think of elevator music, that is the first thing my mind goes to.
This girl from Ipanema. Yeah, that's like...
Yes.
That is classic cartoon elevator
Maybe
music.
that's what it is. Maybe that's like the subconscious thing that has just worked in my brain.
As I have a hard time listening to a lot of the good classical music because all of it was used in Looney Tunes. So
right.
I like Ride of the Valkyries, Elmer Fudd.
Mm-hmm. Kill the rabbit, kill the rabbit.
Exactly.
You back yet? That's amazing.
All right. Would you like to get to an audience question?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right.
Hit me.
I have a coworker that when I explain things to him, he just repeats what I said verbatim back to me.
Okay, he repeats what you said
but
back
slower,
to you. Okay.
and with a confused tone, as if he's asking me a question. Then I'll go into more detail, and he'll take the very last thing I say and repeat it back to me, again, slower, also confused sounding. This is a vicious cycle on my personal sanity, and I need to know how to escape it before I'm stuck in an endless loop of stupidity. Sent in by Repetitious in rural Alabama.
Okay, so they're repeating back what she says.
What she says.
Slower?
Slower.
And confused sounding?
Confused?
If she actually has developed a nervous tick about this, then we have just exacerbated it tenfold.
Exacerbated it tenfold?
The bit's done, Frank. We can't do this anymore.
Bit? Question?
Did you notice my upward inflection?
The bit's done when I say the bit's done. Oh, this is the kind of thing, I don't know.
It depends on what the field is and what their role is compared to yours. If they're like, I mean, if you're asking them to go get you coffee and they're like, okay, go get you coffee. It's like, yes, a mocha frappuccino and whipped cream.
No whipped cream?
Wow, that is fucking terrible. Like, I know we were doing a bit, but I wanted to strangle you. I wanted your blood on my hands like that. Man.
Yeah, that seems like it would be pretty terrible.
So I would like to think that this is not actually a person. This is some sort of like replicant or something. And
I like this.
Their processors are not quite capable of processing human speech quite yet, so they have to kind of buy time. And the way that they have figured out to do it is to repeat it back, and so it kind of gets this bouncing back and forth. And eventually, after the third or fourth time the person says it, then okay, I get it. I was able to capture the important parts of that phrase, and now I know what to do with it. What I want to know is what happens immediately after this interaction happens. Like, does it literally go on until, like, the bell rings? Like, I imagine that most people have some sort of school bell type thing that saves them from awkward interactions.
Saved by the Bell, I mean Slater, Screech, they all come in and physically remove you from the premises to save you from the situation.
So Slater could definitely help. I'm not sure that...
Screech gets the feet.
Okay. You can get one foot and maybe Zach gets the other.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the other... Let's see. Quiz time. What are the other ones?
We have now exhausted officially my Saved by the Bell knowledge.
Okay. I think there was Lisa, and then there was Kelly.
Okay.
And I think...
Which one was the one that was in Showgirls?
I mean, Tori Spelling is a name, so I don't know whether it's her name from the show or if that's her real name, but Tori Spelling is accurate. But to which question, I don't know.
No, I think... now we can play, like, 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, but it's who the fuck was in Saved by the Bell?
Mr. Belding. I don't...
Mr. Belding, that's an actor that was in Saved by the Bell. I think that was who played Kelly, actually.
No, Mr. Belding. Like, the principal.
Mr. Belding, the principal?
Yeah. Is that not... Have I overstepped? Have I outkicked my coverage on this one?
Have I outkicked my coverage on this one?
Oh my God, you're doing it, and I didn't notice, and it was just making me mad.
this is like the best tool. I didn't know this was a thing
Frank,
that people could do to each other.
I hope you know you are single-handedly bringing down this podcast. And you should be ashamed because
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last episode of Work-Life Imbalance. Derrick just rage quit.
because I am so used to taking you at face value and trusting that you are not trying to lead me into some sort of gimmick. And now you have a thing, you have a new toy, and I hate it, and it makes me feel bad. And I want you to stop.
You have to trust me again, Derrick. This
No.
is twice that I've broken your trust in one episode.
See, in the same fucking episode, you were just destroying all of our social safety. Wait, that's a different thing. Frank, you can't play that. That's copyrighted music. I will not get sued. Oh,
I'm sure that if I
No.
keep it under like 10 seconds or something, it's fair use.
okay. So that is twice that I have experienced this, and I have got to say, whatever you have considered doing to this person is well within your bounds. You will not go to jail for whatever happens to them.
Whatever it is, it's legally
Death,
admissible.
dismemberment, fire, curses, whatever you happen to inflict upon them, it's not enough. Like you need two people's worth of ass whipping to give to this person. Oh my God. Okay,
No, this is fairly terrible. I'm not sure how you diffuse it though. Like you have to short circuit it somehow.
But really, I think we need to get to the why. Like is it that he doesn't understand?
I
Does
have
not
to
understand
assume like
his job, her job. What's going on?
it's the kind of thing that people will do when they know that eventually you're going to get frustrated and go do the work for them.
Right. Oh, is this kind of like doing the dishes but badly, and in hopes that I won't have to again?
Right. And hopefully Jessica doesn't listen to this.
Oh no. I know that is a thing that does work for some people, but that is not something that works with us. Like the first time, because when we got married, like I legitimately did not know how to do anything. Like I was completely incapable of taking care of myself, as was very well displayed by my dorm room, which looked like a bomb went off. And anytime like
Oh, no.
there would be this wonderful period for 2 weeks when I first moved into a dorm where it would be clean and looked like a human lived there and not a pack of badgers.
You're one of those people that the only time the place is clean is the day you move in.
That's how I was, because that's just like, I don't know what it was. I think it was just like cleaning took away from video game time, as did school and work and anything else, and that was just not going to work. But
I've seen people who had their shit together better with a meth habit, man.
I mean, you're not wrong. But
I need some of that PlayStation. I need the PlayStation.
you got any PlayStation game? No, but yeah. So when we first got married, like that was a big like colliding of two worlds, because she's a very minimalist person. Like she doesn't like messes. And now that I've adapted to that, like our life is very easy, and we don't have a whole lot of clutter. Maybe sometimes I throw away things that I might have used later down the road, but by and large, whatever I would have used again was probably an obsolete version of what I actually wanted, so I would just buy it again.
Oh God, if only I could do that.
I mean, it's wonderful. There's a it's actually fun. I was talking about this with my brother-in-law and father-in-law today. But there is like I think they call it like the 6 and 6 method, where if you haven't used it in 6 months and you don't see yourself using it again for another 6 months, this does not apply to EpiPens, by the way. It must be said that
Guess I'm not going to need this. Bee sting.
Life-saving medication does not count. But anything that's a household item, if you haven't used it in 6 months and you're not going to use it in the next 6 months, get rid of it because you don't need it sitting around. And if you need it that badly, then you'll be able to go and get it again. But we had my father-in-law was like, it's like 6 and 6 probably doesn't work for you, does it? I was like, no, it's more like like 1 and 1, like 1 week. If I haven't used it in a week, I'm not going to use it next week. Get rid of it. No, it's not quite that severe, but no, it's led us to be like very minimalistic, and it's very simple. But there were times when we were first married when I was still we talk about raccoons a lot, but I'm pretty sure that a raccoon was literally like I was a raccoon in a past life, because things would just stay where I left them. I would rummage through the trash,
dunk each piece of food before eating it.
No, that might be the only quality I didn't have. But no, like I would goof up the dishes, and she's like, "Let me show you how to do them right." So there was no it's not a negative thing. It's just here's how you're supposed to do it, because you obviously have no clue how to do anything that pertains to household chores. And she was absolutely right.
Take notes, dum-dum. Let's do this again. You rinse the dishes before you put them in the dishwasher?
And see, that's why we're still married, because I didn't do what you just did. She might have, it's like, okay, here's how to wash the knives. And then if I had done that and I had repeated back everything she said, but slower and more inquisitively,
you would have worn the knives.
Yes, exactly. I would have become a human pincushion.
Festooned with decorative handles.
No, sir, I did not stab him. I festooned him with knife handles.
Early on, I had a bunch of shirts that turned pink and small, and I've been doing a lot of the laundry since then. So,
because you are neither a lover of pink or small of body.
Now I've got a nice salmon shirt that I recently, I've talked about it probably before, I think.
Yeah,
it's like the one thing with a fucking spot of color in my entire goddamn wardrobe. Like, here's the thing, like, I'm an old goth, and
right.
it comes across in my wardrobe, like, given the choice, I'm like, yes, the black boots, the black socks, the black pants, and black shirt. Yes, this all seems fine to me. I will wear this out.
Very utilitarian, I suppose.
Yeah, you end up looking like a fucking stagehand, though. So
right,
I've tried to branch out.
Yeah, and I'm really disappointed because you've talked about that salmon shirt before, and I still haven't seen you in it. I want to know whether or not it brings out your eyes.
I break it out only for special occasions, like work interviews.
So what you're saying is that I need to fake my own funeral so that you'll come to it in that salmon shirt, so that I can finally see it in all its glory.
You'll just pop up out of the casket and be like, "Aha, gotcha, motherfucker." There will be a lot of people gasp. A couple people have heart attacks and fall over.
That might be a plane for the peanuts kind of situation, but I think it would be worth it.
Yeah, so the only thing I can think of is this dude is trying to get out of work, and the only thing that you can do to short-circuit it is just doing it back to him until you get down into the point that you guys are just cycling a single syllable back and forth.
Just lop off a syllable each time that you repeat it back to one another.
Exactly. Until it's like, when you get on a call or something and two people in the same room are on the audio and you just get that feedback loop.
Right.
where everyone is scrambling to find who it is so that they can mute them before it invariably leads to everyone going deaf in the room.
And see, and it would be actually quite similar to this situation, because in the end it just sounds like screaming. Like the gates of hell have opened up.
All right, shall we hit an issue from the internet?
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of help that we can give to what was their moniker?
Repetitious in rural Alabama?
Yeah, I don't think we can do a whole lot for them. Just kill them.
See, I resisted the urge there to do the thing. I let the bit die so that we could move on.
I had just begun to trust you again, Frank. It would have been the nail in the coffin. Like,
I resisted the urge, Derrick.
You would have to find another fucking co-host.
You gotta give me credit, Derrick. It was tough, but I did it.
I admire your restraint, but the risk was very high, because you would have had to find another fucking co-host to put up with your shit.
I put down the needle. It had 50 cc's of pure uncut repetition in it.
No, Frank, that's an overdose. Stop. All right, so this issue is from user Advice Me Up, Yo.
Advice Me Up. All right.
Advice Me Up, Yo.
This seems tailor-made for us.
All right. User Advice Me Up, Yo says, free car or safer car? So I'm 18 and almost ready to start driving and to get my permit or license. My mom wants me to get a car that's good in the snow, as the winters where I live can be very bad with driving. She suggested a Subaru of some kind. I'm not a car guy, so I don't care either way. However, my stepdad got a job offer that gives him a new car and offered me his car for free. I imagine, didn't officially ask me yet. Wait, they're kind of
We're
counting,
jumping the gun a little bit,
yeah,
kid.
counting the chickens before the eggs hatch. But anyway, I think it's a second-gen Toyota Prius, according to a quick Google search. Thing is, though, it's only front-wheel drive, so not as good in the snow. Would it be better to take the free car or to get a used, safer car for in the snow? I don't imagine I'll be going far distances, at least very often, for a long time. Community college, yada, yada, yada. So...
I mean, this one's a simple one. Free fucking car, hands down, every time.
I agree 100%. Like, I don't care if you live in a fucking volcano and you need a helicopter. If somebody gives you a free car,
Prius,
you at least drive that fucker into the lava. Like,
well, okay, I guess I will try this out as I slowly circle up and up the caldera.
Yeah, I am very firmly in the free car fucking what word am I looking for?
The free car camp?
Yes. God damn. I could not think of the word camp.
Oh my god, I've broken Derrick.
You have broken me, Frank. You have my thought processes are nothing
I've shattered his psyche.
I am reeling with distrust.
I can't trust anything.
No.
Not your eyes, not your senses.
Certainly not my brain. No, I'm firmly in the free car camp. I don't even know how to go further. Like, because
free car. Next.
Free car. Like, you know, and this has actually been kind of a something that's happened to me in the past. Like, you know, I have been given a free car before, and it's been, you know, very graciously given by, you know, my father-in-law, and also at a different point, you know, I got a free car from my father. Neither of them were like the best, but that's not even remotely the point.
Dad's just handing out cars tonight,
right? And well, you know, we did go through a lot of rough spots, and it took me a while to get through college. That was a tough time. But no, so we got, you know, the two cars that we've actually owned, you know, were gifts to us. And, I wouldn't care if there was nothing in that car that was required for me to take the car. Like, it could have been, no windshield, no doors, bullet holes, whatever. If it ran and got me from place to place to keep me from having to make a car payment, I could give two shits about anything else.
Oh yeah. No, that's the thing. Like, funny aside, fuck that. Take the free car. Like, I don't know. It could be like a clown painted hearse,
Right.
that plays "Here Comes the King." And I'd be like, wait, it's free? Shit, yeah, fuck, sign me up.
So, what I'm thinking is, there are ways to kind of have your cake and eat it too. Oh, fuck. That was a food thing. Oh,
we almost made it, Derrick.
We almost made it a full episode without talking about food, and I gotta go talk about fucking cake. Oh,
you've ruined it, Derrick. We'll never get there.
No, I think at this point it's a lost cause. Anyway, so to allow them to both get the free car and, be safe. So this is like a Prius, so not known for its... I mean, it's known for its safety, but not necessarily known for traversing snowy and or difficult terrain. What they can do is, it didn't say that they had to, like, keep the same tires on there. So I'm thinking, meet them halfway.
Monster truck tires.
Monster truck tires. That is
there
exactly
we go.
Right.
We're going to jack this fucking Prius up.
Maybe there is like some like monster truck tire that's not necessarily as big as like the full ones, because I think that might be a little difficult on the tiny little mostly battery powered engine. But I think there is like some.
It only goes 5 miles an hour, but it's 10 feet tall and looks boss as shit.
I mean, in my mind's eye, it does look really badass. Like, I'm not sure how much like flame shooting a mostly battery powered car could muster.
See, it's completely electric. I had to install gasoline powered jets. That's the only thing it's used for. I gotta fill up just like everybody else does, but all I do with it is shoot flames out of the side of the thing.
The electric car, I did not choose the electric car life. The electric car life chose me. And my choice in return was to make it shoot gaseous flames that destroy the ozone.
I got my Prius rolling coal. Oh,
Man,
anybody that's not a complete redneck, that's probably going to fly straight over their heads.
Absolutely. No, but no, I'm seriously thinking like, raise this up, get some like 32-inch, mudden tires, and just go to town. Like, that really opens up a lot of possibilities. You've seen some of those cartoons where they like have the car that that has these hydraulics that extend them far up into the air and they can just drive over people. I mean, just make that your default, and then as long as there's no like really tall overpasses where you live, you are golden. Just bypass all the traffic, and the ones that don't that you can't get over, just run them over. It's fine. Because now you have a mini monster truck.
just the tiniest monster truck.
So in
the Prius Maximus.
Oh, that does not sound very intimidating whatsoever. The Prius Maximus
plays in the Hall of the Mountain King whenever I push the horn button.
No, I could definitely get behind that. So, I mean, would there be anything about a car that would make you say, nah, I'm good, I'm going to buy my own? Because at the end of the day, you could take the free car and then sell it and then use it to buy the new one. Is there anything that would make it worse to take the free car over just straight up biting your own?
Just packed every nook, cranny, the gills, every part of the car packed full of sweet heroin.
No, wait, we're trying to think of why you wouldn't want it.
Well, because someone's going to want the car.
Okay, now I follow you. As in, there's no way. This is kind of a too good to be true type of thing.
Exactly.
Because they're giving you the free car, and the catch is that you're going to be being tracked by the drug cartel. Maybe it's not actually a fully functioning car. It is just a model replica carved out of solidified heroin.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen those. Those are, I'm fairly certain they're tossing them with catapults over the border wall as we speak.
According to some people, that is certainly a truth.
Yeah, like the Border Patrol is in danger of being crushed by Priuses made completely out of black tar heroin.
But what they need at the border is they need more shotguns, because those military rifles they have are not doing a good job of the improvised skeet shooting that is required. So as they're launching these Priuses made of solidified black tar heroin, they need lots of shotguns and to skeet shoot them out of the air.
Oh yeah. I mean, they're kind of pretty similar in construction to a clay, and
I want to go clay pigeon shooting with you, Frank, because I was thinking, clay pigeons mean a certain thing to me. Very small disc, orange, black clay. Sling them, half of them break. If you hit them, if you get within 3 feet of them, they're probably going to explode. Now I'm imagining that you have your own that are shaped like, vehicles, other such sundry things. Maybe painted with faces of people you don't like. I'm imagining that you have a wide array of clay pigeons of different shapes and sizes.
Most of them large. Like, I know the guy from Jimmy John's is a big hunter, but I'm an environmentalist at heart, so I can't go and, kill the elephants or anything.
Okay.
But what I can do is have them made of clay and then slingshot it into the air so that I can take them out with a target shotgun.
Okay, I can get behind that. Now, are we talking 100% 1-to-1 full scale?
Yeah, 100% 1-to-1 full scale. It makes shooting them pretty easy, honestly, especially when I'm chucking an elephant, because that's not that hard to hit as it flies through the air. I'll be perfectly honest.
But are you actually doing enough damage to it to cause it to explode like a clay pigeon is wont to do?
I mean, I'm shooting slugs, so.
Oh, okay, all right. So you're just, once they hit the ground, if they haven't broken, you investigate to see whether or not it was a kill shot.
Yeah.
But no, so unless your Prius is made out of 100% black tar heroin, what are the reason? I
Now, I do know a reason why someone would turn down a couch, and I probably would imagine that it's the same for a car if it was used in a porno shoot.
I was thinking more generic, somebody made love in this thing. You went directly to porno shoot, and I want to know why.
Well, I mean, I have to assume that everyone has done the deed in their car at some point or another.
Sure.
Except for me. That's just gross, weird, and sounds really uncomfortable.
Right. I mean, it's not even really a want to thing. It's a logistics thing.
Right.
I have not owned vehicles big enough for me to comfortably make the sweet, sweet love in the car. I mean, we've already talked about it. Where do the candles go? Where does the boom box go? Because those shitty speakers that come with the car, no, you have to have the boom box. It's required.
Yeah, no. I mean, I've got to put my tunes on before we can get down to biznaz.
Before we can get to Flavortown.
Exactly. This is taking me directly to Flavortown.
No, okay. So, but I would think that if it was used in a good porno shoot, then it might actually eventually increase the value, because maybe you can make it to the next year's adult video awards and see whether or not that film won. And if they did, then somebody's going to be asking for that car, and you will be in a great position to sell it for a premium. Now, if it is more of a seedy quality, maybe not. Like maybe.
Oh, see, now we're getting into speculative.
Oh,
because we're future. We're looking into porno car futures at this point.
Oh, that is not an avenue I've explored before. So yeah, trading of porno car futures. It's a risky game, and a lot of people have lost their savings going into this. But the one time you get a really good one, I mean, you find that car that was in the nastiest thing you can imagine, but was high production value, quality actors, believable story, really good. Somebody was able to like punch up the script to where there's a lot of laughs in there.
I mean, not every car is Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Oh my God, that movie makes sense now. Okay, so going back to the couch thing, there's no way I'm taking a couch from anybody, because I don't care who you are. Like if you have had sex in your apartment, chances are you have had sex on the couch or around the couch, or some sort of act has been performed on the couch. I don't care. Like that, I think that's just that is just a truth. So any couch that has been in a home where sex has happened ever. Wait, no, well, no,
see, what this is telling me, Derrick, is I'm never sitting on the couch when I come over to your house.
I didn't think that needed to be said. Like I thought that was a given. Like have I ever sat on your couch, Frank? No, I don't.
I have a guest couch.
Okay, that is an important distinction. That is a good rule of thumb. So
I keep the other couch in the red room.
There's a sex-free guest couch. That is
it's
that
like
is an
guest
important
towels.
I did not even think about guest towels. That is also important.
Have you been using your guest towels wrong, Derrick?
That is not information you need to know. but no. So
all right. So I'm not sitting on the couch and I'm not using the guest towels. Check.
Frank, it's best if you don't enter my home.
Certainly
Frankly,
not with a black light. God damn.
No. But no, I will not take a couch from anybody. Unless like there's something. So I did take a couch from somebody else one time when I was like 16 or 17. I'd gotten the basement room of our house, and it was a big open space, and I wanted a couch to put in there. So I thought, here's a good idea. I've got $40. Let's go to Goodwill and let's see what we can rustle up at Goodwill.
You sweet summer child.
Oh man. It was a comfortable couch, don't get me wrong. But it only took one time of me kind of like falling asleep on it and my face kind of to go into the cracks.
Oh, Jesus Christ, no.
I got a good old whiff of stranger miscellany that had neither description nor origin, and I was like, gross. And from then on, no more secondhand couches for me. But a car is not a couch. I guess
Is it not? Is it not? If you think about it, is it not just a couch with wheels?
I think it actually is. Literally a couch with wheels. And no, I'm sure I can't remember what sitcom it was, but there is a sitcom where they have a like half of a car in their living room or something for a couch. So I retract my previous statement. A car is a couch. So by law,
thereby couch rules apply to cars.
we were wrong the whole time, Frank. Here we were thinking that we could accept a free car gift, and we were wrong.
Yeah, no, I think we have now definitively proven that if offered a free car, you're going to have to buy a new car, because that's the only way to keep from having gross things touch your butt.
See, that actually calls into question a lot of things, because, when I think about a used car, all I'm thinking about is, has it been in a wreck? Has it had water damage? Have they properly maintained the engine?
Yeah, there's some shit that doesn't show up on the Carfax. Now that I'm thinking about it, there's some glaring loopholes here.
The amount of bodily fluids that have been allowed to seep into various nooks and crannies in the car.
Oh God!
I want a measure of the non-car related particulate matter in the vehicle.
All right, so I've got a new company, and we're gonna plug the hole, and all we got to do is we just take the Carfax logo and replace that second A with a U.
See, when you started talking, I think I was like, I think I know where he's going with this, and I'm just gonna watch it happen, because
now
it's
I
beautiful.
gotta see if let's see what we get. www.carfucks.com.
Wait, Frank, no, Frank, no, no, Frank. Oh God, he's been lost. He's been lost to the internet.
Derrick, I have seen things. I have seen things. I stared into the void, and the void stared back into me.
Oh God. Oh.
Never disable safe search.
Oh my God.
I'm just going to be rocking back and forth at the bottom of the shower now.
Well, in order to allow you to do that, I think it's about time to punch the clock. What do you think?
I think so.
All right. If you have any questions you'd like for us to answer on air, send them to questions@WLIcast.com. They don't have to be work-related, and at this point, they're pretty much guaranteed to make it on the show. Send your feedback or comments to feedback@WLIcast.com. You can also visit us on Facebook at facebook.com/WLIcast, or on Twitter at WLImbalance, and use the hashtag WLIcast.
This has been the Work-Life Imbalance Podcast. I'm Frank Eastman.
I'm Derrick Lewis.
And with that, I think we're going to have to transfer you.